stressed and tired. No, you don't.
I do.
Sorry, move your head a bit. Come back. Okay, that your side is a bit rumpled, but it's. Can you stretch your hand up without tearing my famous curtain? Yeah, I think that should be fine. That should suffice. Okay, just in that shot. Let me tilt this a bit. Hi guys, how are you doing? All right, we're here to have fun today. Nigeria matter no go key anybody, papa. 700 people, 742 people on Instagram, about 12 people on TikTok, about 200 people on Facebook, and about 2 on YouTube. Someone said sugar pie. Okay, so today we're here to gist. Like I said, Nigeria matter cannot buy all of us. So please, no political talk, nothing. Let's have fun. This babe fine, who she be? She's one of my bosses. K Auto Detailing. Mashi, how are you doing? You will come live with me today. K is the guy who details my cars. K, you need to come and do that ceramic for that my black car. You need to come and do the ceramic, Kalu. The paint is so soft. As in, I was trying to open the door and I scratched with my nails the door by trying to open it. Very soft paint. Mashi, how are you doing? Hope you guys are good. By the way, K is one of the best car detailers in Nigeria. He's not cheap. Most people can't afford him, but if you have a good car, you have a Rolls Royce or a Mercedes, a top-end Mercedes or a BMW, patronize his services. He'll make your car look good 24/7. Someone says ceramic makes sense. Go on. Just trust K for it. If you be available though, because getting K is another problem. So how are you guys doing? Let us start with what's her name is not your business. We have a topic here, and the topic, oh yes, it's your business. Abby? Everybody's asking what's her name. You see, my problem with you Nigerians, that's why you don't focus. That's why people cannot win election. We have a matter on the ground. You are asking for a name. What's her name? Her lips on fire. Now, anybody who drops any stupid comment is going to get removed. Can we work? This one said, Tinubu can win. Just give me this babe. That's how you talk. Let me just remove all the idiots one by one. Anybody that's asking stupid questions, we never move. We start answering them, just remove them. They will understand later, and they will use 50,000 naira to beg me to come back. Like 2 people don't rapture already, so no need. I know if you focus. She looks like Brandy. No, she doesn't. Brandy is not fine. Have you seen Brandy before?
I used to see.
Yeah. You like her?
No, I don't know her.
Let me show you Brandy. So before you think they're complimenting you. Oh, you thought it was Brandy and what's that?
Mr. Whiskers.
Brandy and Mr. Whiskers.
No.
See Brandy. This is Brandy. This is Brandy. You kind of look like Brandy, though.
No.
Why? I thought it was a compliment.
It doesn't mean I look like her.
Anyway, guys, let us talk about how are you at that blessing? Nigerians, how are you? She looks like actress Nancy Esime. We don't care. In fact, let me lock comments so that we can focus. Turn off commenting. Any day people are ready to focus, we'll come back. So the question is, let us talk about um, let us talk about what we came here to talk about. Even me, I don't forget, I don't detire. We're not going to waste too much time. So let's talk about snatching a man or a woman. Husband snatcher, wife snatcher. You hear this matter? Hey, he's a husband snatcher. Don't mind that guy. I mean, that girl, she's a husband snatcher. Like, what was that girl that Tristan had a fling with? Jordan. Hey, husband snatcher. Hey, husband. Someone said, can I send her a line on send? Husband snatcher. Don't mind them, they are playing around on TikTok. Husband snatcher. Then you see a lot of women would call a man, or a lot of men would say, he snatched my wife. I want us to have that conversation. Can a grown person be snatched? Because you see, there are many losers walking around the planet today, and they derive pleasure, if I can use that Nigerian phrase, from exonerating themselves from the guilt of not being good enough in a relationship. Me, I can never believe anybody snatched my wife or my girlfriend. How do you snatch a grown woman? Those days, they used to snatch women. Like, for instance, if I like you, yes, men those days, I'm talking about cavemen, they used to have clubs. So I like you, I hit you with a club on the head, drag you into my cave, and you become my wife. So anybody who now sees you in my cave and says, oh, the way those cavemen used to do, I like her. He now has to beat me and drag you from my cave to it. So I think that's probably where snatching wives started from. Ain't nobody snatching nobody's husband, but wife snatching started from caveman mentality, when a caveman believed that he saw a fine woman, all he needed to do was club her on the head and drag her to his cave, and then she becomes his wife, until maybe the former owner, because women used to be owned, would show up at the cave and they club themselves a couple of times. Whoever wins the clubbing contest gets to keep the woman. It was as simple as that. And that ideology has evolved into the modern society. So let me start with you. What do you have to say? I'm turning on the comments. If you have sense, comments are on. If you don't have sense, I will block you. Please stay on topic. For me to block is very sweet and very easy. It's like a gift. All right, so let's go ahead. Hey, So over to you. Look at this one.
Okay, so
Look at, wait, sorry. I am Nicolas Cage. Make una get out. Your papa for house, get out. Your mama, way day with the caveman, way club and collect them from your papa, get out. Collect rap job at Bawiri. Mache!
Let me turn it around.
Hey! My very fine sister.
Daddy, please.
How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you doing?
We're doing well. Anything to take us away from political stress, which is actually a conversation we should be having one of these days, but
definitely.
Let's not have the conversation now, because
the pretty lady over there. Hi.
Say hi to Auntie Mache.
So pretty like your mom.
Thank you.
So Mache, let me not waste too much of your time, because I know you're very busy. Can a grown man be snatched? Can a grown woman be snatched?
Well, actually, Daddy Freeze, I don't think anybody can be snatched. It has to be the person's decision. You don't just go and snatch anybody. It doesn't happen that way. It's not that easy. First and foremost, before a person cheats, it's not something you just get up and do. It's not true. If anybody tells you, oh, I cheated by mistake and the rest, not true. It is something that you have personally internalized, accepted, and then you're executing your desires. So for a grown man to be snatched, it's totally not possible. That person wanted to be taken. Definitely wanted to be taken. So any woman going out there, or man going out there, screaming, "Oh, he snatched my wife, she snatched my husband," you're just wasting your time. You should be dealing with your own spouse because it was your spouse's decision to be taken.
Exactly.
No man can be taken unless he consents to be taken.
That makes a lot of sense. Now, I want us to have this conversation in this light. Women and men view intimacy differently.
Definitely.
A man can sleep with a woman without having any commitment in his mind. She just looks good.
Very true. That's
She just,
biological.
I like the way she looks. I'm interested in seeing what is under those clothes, and I shoot my shot. A woman, on the other hand, I want us to ask. You see, we're raised to say women are more emotional, but is it really true? Don't some women to just see a guy and feel, let me just sleep with him? I have a husband at home who I love or who I'm in a marriage with.
But there's a better looking guy outside.
But there's a better looking guy outside that I just want to sample because I'm on a weekend course, or I'm on a weekend. I went somewhere on behalf of my company for a weekend. It's a getaway from me. No strings attached. You understand? They might not want this one. You don't want to do it in your office because it will be complicated. Even men, most men who are promiscuous will still not be promiscuous around the office area. Why? Because you will be promiscuous with the person every day, and before you know it, it will become a relationship or a situationship, as the case may be. But you see that random you traveling somewhere, one night thing, you know, can a woman do a one night thing and still go back and be normal with her family? I've watched so many American movies that suggest that to be the norm in many situations. What's your take on that?
Well, having a one-night stand as a single woman, it's basically based on how you are feeling at that moment. So you're single, maybe you are, let me use our Nigerian terminology, maybe you are in a state of konji. And you just
Do women have konji?
Yes.
Shut up.
Women have konji.
What do you know?
It's even
we have urges
disrespectful
as
to
well.
think that you don't have.
So wait.
I'm talking from a single lady's perspective.
John sent me a gun or a money gun on TikTok. Thank you, John. Thank you. Woohoo! Okay. Sorry. I want to bring Ada. So women can have konji. I don't believe this.
Of course, women can.
Now, if you are in a marriage and you have konji, what do? Let's be honest.
Okay, I'll be very, very open and sincere about this. If you are in a marriage and you have konji, the best thing you can do for yourself, especially if your partner is not around, there is nothing wrong with having sex toys. You can actually use sex.
Oh, let's not say the S word because of Instagram. Just the S toys. You can use toys.
Okay,
Yeah.
you can actually use toys.
Horsepower.
The S toys, to satisfy your urge.
Now, let me ask you a question. Do you have an S toy?
For myself, well, Nigeria is watching. I'm very honest because I do. I have several actually, not one.
So,
Yes, I do.
You catch you with S toy. In fact, we will marry you off to the available suitor, even if it's Okada rider. What are you doing with toy? Toy call. Game me. Sorry, Jare, hey, Mashe, don't mind me. You know me, I'm an old man here from the village. What are we doing with toy? Even if your mother catch with toy, trouble is going to be there. What's there? What's toy? What am I there for? For your mother, you don't need anything until we marry you off to a suitor. Ada,
Good evening, everybody. Hi, Ella.
can you show us your toy collection, Ada? Ada, you know it's raining outside. For thunder to branch your house is like 5 minutes. So.
Why don't you believe me then? I don't have.
You don't have.
No.
So
But if you had, would you be ashamed to say that you had?
No. Why should I be?
Exactly, why should you be?
There's actually nothing wrong with having one.
no.
And some of them are so discreet that they are not bigger than your finger. It's actually something you can carry in your handbag if you wish. If you're traveling, there's nothing wrong with having them actually. You know, it's better you have a sex toy or toys.
Yes.
You know,
Than to cheat.
help your urges, you know, to satisfy your urges than actually going out there to cheat. It's better you have that. You have that, maybe when the urge comes, you use it to satisfy yourself.
But let me ask you a question. Is it the same?
Of even having it.
It can be better.
You will not cheat on your partner if you can satisfy yourself with it. Number two, you will not put yourself out there to risk getting sexually transmitted diseases. Number three, you will not get pregnant. And number four, you're keeping yourself, you know, chaste. You're not going anywhere. So I think there are so many benefits.
I think we should change the topic. Can a woman have toys? I think we should change the topic away from where we are safe and go to toys, because this toy thing seems to be overwhelming. But you see, let's stay on topic a bit. Even though these toys are exciting, I can see Ada blushing. She's turning red from yellow that she normally is. Someone says, for Free Nation Church of God, listen, the fact that I run a church and preach the word of God does not mean I will not sit down and discuss the truth. I cannot continue alienating myself from the truth like Nigerian pastors. You know, hear all their prophecy about who go win election. How many of the prophecy enter? We need to stop being silly. We've taken the church to very silly places. You have a wife at home that is cheating with, and it counsel women who forget to. I'm sure you've seen one or two instances. Women, they cheat. If this toy is going to be part of a solution that can stop cheating, I'm all up for it, and I'm not going to be hypocritical about it. I thank God my own woman does not have toys, because only me na 10 toy.
I think both women and men cheat, but I can honestly tell you as a woman that it's not so easy for a woman to cheat at the same time. I'm not saying they don't cheat; they do cheat. But it's not so easy for a woman to cheat. If a woman is cheating on a man, let me tell you the truth.
Now, somebody says S toys.
She's already out of love with that man.
Daddy, what's to be fair is back
Yes.
Someone says, why am I holding this yellow spoon? I don't know. It's just fun. I use it to.
For a woman to allow, unless that woman is just wild, for a woman to allow another man, not her partner, to actually have intimacy with her, it's not that easy.
Now,
she has processed a lot mentally before getting to that stage of allowing someone else.
Everybody processes.
Hold on, let me tell you something. As a man, let me be very honest with you. Those toys and self-pleasing never satisfies. Sorry, guys, mute when I want to talk. I need you to mute.
It never satisfies men.
Men or me.
Toys.
Yes.
As a man, biologically, you are a giver. You were created to do what? You can impregnate 1,000 women. But for us, we can only get pregnant once in a year. So you can see the difference there. Biologically, a man has that urge to, satisfy his urges. But for a woman, there's a certain level of contentment you can have if you're just with one man, unless maybe you're just, thrill seeking or something like that. So cheating, yes, it's not as if we don't cheat. We do cheat, but it takes more for a woman to cheat. If a woman has, actually cheated on you, she has gotten to the edge where she's no longer in sync with you anymore. That's the simple truth. For us women, we can be alone for years. Find out. There are lots of ladies out there. They've not had partners for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, as a woman, we
This
can
one,
keep
18
our
years, no partner. In fact, 20 years,
no
no. You talk
partner.
any nonsense now. This is why I brought this tonight to be beating you, sir.
No partner for so many years. So we can just be there. And I think that is a part of the why there was the invention of the S toys, especially for women that stayed on their own and, didn't want partners. So for a man, maybe you cannot satisfy your urges with the S toy, but for a woman, we actually can. Even without S toys, women can actually masturbate.
Just say please themselves. Oh, Mashi, Instagram never give you stress before. Oh.
Actually and just continue like that for several years until they meet someone they actually like and give the opportunity to come into their lives. It's the truth. I'm saying it from personal experience.
Okay.
Daddy, please, can I talk?
Of course you
Then
can
when
talk.
everybody's done talking, I'll talk.
Just be warning yourself about what you talk, because this thing I carry here is for you. When you talk.
So the narrative has been changing, or has changed. That's something you should know. Back then, it was like this, that women were able to control themselves, wait for one particular man, get all the satisfaction. But I'm also speaking as I will not call myself a millennial, I'm old, but as one in her 20s. See, women these days, they tend to get satisfaction from anywhere. The whole narrative of what a man can do, a woman can do better. Women are not doing it. I have single friends. I host a relationship show on the radio. I hear things. These days, ladies just feel, okay, let me get married to this guy because of his financial stability and his financial security that comes with marrying him. And in that marriage, she's seeking her pleasure elsewhere. Even while dating, people date for various reasons. They have this one for satisfaction, they have this one for provision, they have this one for whatever reason. So ladies are actually I'm telling you, a lot has changed.
Wrong.
And what it's just that some ladies will not be vocal about this. They will not be vocal about this. They do it now as much as men.
Say that again.
Which of the parts?
The last part.
I said they do it as much as men.
What do they do?
Days. Which one? I've said a lot of things.
Sorry. I was reading comments, so I missed your point. And the way everybody reacted, I know that point is major.
I said that these days ladies date, marry for various reasons. Some for the financial security, some to jackpot race, some, and they have that special, all those special guys that they get their satisfaction from. And bear in mind that girls of these days, with the whole greed and wanting to feel more, they have different sexual partners that they get things from.
You guys
And
even want
it
to
makes
hear
it
the voice
difficult
now.
for them to now legit stay with just one person, even though in a committed relationship. Because you might not end up with somebody that takes the boxes, but then his P is pretty too small, or he lacks the skills. And you find yourself doing it with the whole mindset of, after all, men have been doing it, so. And mind you, people are no longer that religious conscious anymore. I'm saying this, one, as a young person, and again, as someone with single friends. And with the whole toys.
Do toys satisfy you, Ada?
I'm not used to one.
What's your name, please? I'm sorry for cutting in. What's your name, please?
My name is Ada.
Ada, where do you live, Ada?
Lagos, Nigeria.
In Lagos. Is this very, very the norm in Lagos?
I wouldn't say Lagos. I would say Nigeria.
Nigeria. Do you think
Yes,
it's a worldwide situation? Do you think it happens all around the world?
I haven't been around the world, so I'll speak as a Nigerian living in Nigeria.
Okay. That is freeze. From my own perspective, talking about maybe chastity or how morality, I can tell from what she's saying that as it spreads across generations, maybe we become a little more relaxed about certain things. Because like she said during the times of our mothers and the rest, Yes, maybe during the times of our mothers, it was quite strict back then. And then we had different generations coming. We're becoming more civilized and the rest. But at the same time, I will not, summarize everything and just put it in one box like that, saying that everybody's like that. I also think that based on the kind of upbringing you have as a person, it can actually determine how you are as a woman. Yes. Because if you come from a family where from a very young age you've been told this is not actually right, this is the way to go, yes, maybe once or twice you might be tempted, to vie from the, teachings of morality you had as a child. But after a while, you will still come back home. Like what they say, the prodigal son went and he came back. Excuse me, everybody watching right now. I'm like Daddy Freeze. I am not a churchy, yeah, I have morals. I won't say morality. I'm not a churchy person. I'm not one of those carry Christianity for head kind of person. But at the same time, I'm a realist. I think based on how you were raised can also determine your sexual orientation. If your parents have maybe inculcated in you certain values, I'm not saying you might not stray, you can. But there's one thing about humans, we always come back to what is familiar. So for those girls you're talking about, permit me to say maybe they didn't have a very good upbringing. Because even in this age, you're in your 20s, even in this age of young people, I can boldly tell you that I still have and know a lot of young girls that are same age as you, from different homes, that still will say, I don't just want to sleep around anyhow, irrespective of whatever benefits they're getting out there from men. And looking at the young lady sitting beside Daddy Freeze, I'm not a soothsayer. I can already tell from her composure that she might even fall in that kind of category. Yes. Yes. It's all about your upbringing.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Let's hear from her. Oh yeah, talk. Ada.
Okay, so basically what I want to say is I feel like the way a woman guards her sexuality is what's it called. Back then I feel like it was a thing of nurture and not nature. Do you understand? It's how you made them to be. Do you understand? And personally, I have never had a problem with a woman being sexual. Do you understand? Like having a high S drive. Do you understand? I've never seen it as a problem. I mean, you're a human being, you have a high S drive, good for you. Do you understand? I've never really seen it as a problem. This thing that they say, what's it called? About women cheating or going to get S toys, and you guys know that there are S toys for men, but guys just don't go get it as much as women do because we need, like, it's harder for us to actually get the pleasure because most of the time guys do not know what they're doing. Yes, most of the time guys do not actually know what they're doing. Guys, that's the truth. Guys do not know what they're doing, and like the reason why I would say nature, Ada, do you like? Is it just me? But like, women have that ovulation period, and you know how you feel during ovulation period.
Yeah.
Please, how do you feel during ovulation period?
That's like when women are on heat. Do you understand? Heat. You're like on heat, basically. Yeah, and do you know the worst part? When women are actually on their periods, that's actually the worst time. Because it happens to you when you're on your period, when no one is going to want to touch you. So imagine you coming out of your period with all that urge. You guys don't, like, men should be scared because women might actually have it more, like, worse than you guys actually do. But because of how we were nurtured, comport yourself, close your legs, but we actually have it worse. Do you know that when men finish, that climax, that euphoria that you guys feel it for like, you guys feel it for just maybe, you guys don't feel it for up to half the amount of time, yes, that we feel it for. Do you know how intense it is for us? We enjoy it more than you. but you guys go looking for it everywhere. Do you know how bad it is? Let me tell you, as someone who's actually still in university and who's still on campus, there are girls who are straight that would do other girls. I'm I'm serious. In hostel,
No. Sure.
it happens. Girls who like, because getting a toy could be expensive. But I mean, your friend is
Not nowadays,
next door.
my darling. Not nowadays. I won't advertise. Sorry. So I won't go there. Not nowadays. They are not as expensive as they used to be.
Yes, but we're
They
living
actually
off our
have some
parents.
for about 3,000 naira. Yeah.
If I know what 3,000
Please.
can buy me in school.
Irrespective of how cheap these things are, some ladies, and I fall into that category, I don't think I'll ever get toys because some of us, we enjoy the foreplay than the actual penetration, right? So I feel like those toys are not basic. Like they're not going to take me to where I would want to be.
But
I know
there are
I've seen them
toys.
online. I've seen the ones that look like blood, the ones that can actually do the whole thong thinking, all of that. But most of us, we want to be cuddled.
Look at your face, that it is.
Oh, cuddling. Yeah, but cuddling actually isn't what you call cuddling. Isn't foreplay. Cuddling is like more romantic.
The human fingers, the warmth of it, and not the electric whatever. It's not gonna be the same. I've been in a room with girls practicing it and all of that, but just not a party to it. And mind you, I'm speaking from my own generation. Now we're two generations. Sorry, Mama, I actually don't know your name, but we are two different generations right now. You're speaking from your generation and speaking from mine. Mind you, ours, we are now prone to exposure. We want to try different things. We are in a generation where we don't do these things now to satisfy ourselves. We do these things now for fun.
That
Most
is
of us, we do
small.
this before our partners. It's more like...
You that I'm going to kill when we are done here. Just let's finish. Whether you will still be alive by tomorrow morning. Please.
We can't hear you. It's like an incentive to like, spur him up and all of that for the actual stuff. So after doing that, without him to now give you the actual thing, it's almost useless when you use those toys. It takes you to a certain level, and when the real one is not there,
Exactly. That's why I call it horsepower. Like I would never want to actually use horsepower myself. Then when you get to the real thing, you start what's it called? You start attacking the guy like, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that, but you've been playing with horsepower.
I'm sure you've seen 50 Shades of Grey. That you freeze your face.
Yeah, but when you guys talk about these movies here, you guys also have to remember. You have to remember that the movie was.
So maybe it's a personal choice for you, but at the same time, I can tell you that your generation actually have galleries, if not museums.
You have to understand that. Look, a movie like 50 Shades of Grey, the people acting in it are not from our generation. The people who produced it are not from our generation. The people who directed it are not from our generation. They just released it in a time that's more liberal because they couldn't release it in theirs, and that's the truth.
Wrong?
Did a Gen Z? We didn't direct it. The people who acted in it are above 30.
Gen Z did not create it, but what happens is that
It's released in our time.
Hold on. Let me explain what she's trying to say. Let me explain what she's trying to say. Justin, okay, update your app. Can you guys hear me?
Versions of TV, it's same way you have new versions.
Hold on, guys. Can you mute? Can you mute? They can't hear me. Can you mute? Marsha, mute. Ada, mute.
Okay.
If you don't mute, it will be cutting off our voices. So I just want to say something.
Oops, how do you do that?
Mute. It's there on your screen. You just see the microphone. Just click on the microphone.
I'm not even seeing it here.
On your screen. Ada, have you muted? Okay. So let me say what she's trying to say. It's like the Bible. The Bible speaks for the generation that wrote it and the generation that it was probably intended for. There are many things in the Bible that do not relate to this generation, like Ephesians chapter 6 verse 5, slaves, obey your earthly masters. No slave exists on the whole surface of this earth as of today.
Like Jesus Christ didn't read the Bible.
So There's no such thing as Jesus Christ, by the way.
Sorry.
Uh-huh.
But I thought most people here
We,
would be.
we correct them, we teach them. Uh-huh. Anyway, back to our topic. Um,
It's the same way that what's it called? Obviously, there were what's it called? Can I say? Can I say whore?
no, you can say
Horse.
prostitutes.
Yes, there were houses for.
Yes, for prostitutes. There
There
were
were
brothels.
brothels.
Yes.
Yeah, there were brothels back then, but now you don't have to go to a brothel because now you can live stream it.
Yeah. And you see, the 50 Shades of Grey is, although it splatters into every generation, it is still generation specific. I have a lot of Gen Zs around me. Most of my audience, whether you guys like it or not, I have a very big chunk of 17 to 25s. And the way their brain works is different. I knew what it was like when I was growing up, and my father would say things, and I'll feel like this guy does just not understand anything. You understand? My parents were disconnected because their generation was different. So 50 Shades of Grey is more my generation than their generation.
So we watch it.
But they watch it. And it wasn't written by them. It was written for, it's like a broad spectrum antibiotic. It's not specifically aimed to attack a specific audience. It was made for everyone. Now, the problem is the Gen Zs don't think like anyone. They think like themselves. There are issues that she had to explain to me. For instance, what a situationship is. I didn't understand it. She had to break it down to me and say, okay, this, when you hear situationship, this is what it means. So I'm not judging. Forget the fact that she's going to get caned when we are done with this, because all this thing is bad behavior.
How
But
is it bad behavior?
don't worry, when we off the light, me and you will know. I mean, when we off the phone, which one is light? But we also need to understand that our parents made so many things taboo, and it affected us because our parents were hypocrites. To the largest extent, our parents were hypocrites. They would tell us not to do exactly what they did. So we, on the other hand, as parents, are also hypocritical because half the things we did, we wouldn't want our kids to do. But we tend to understand a little bit more what their dilemma is. Our parents was this our way or the highway. If you are not listening to me, then get out. We, on the other hand, have to be a bit more attentive to their needs, and their needs include their S needs. We need to understand where they're coming from. You see, we come from a world, especially Nigeria, where female satisfaction and pleasure was forced to the back. That's why we have circumcision. Why do you think they have circumcision? Because they believe that the more a woman enjoys it, the more the likelihood for her to get it outside. Instead of you sitting down with a man and teaching him how to do it well so that the woman is pleased, you try to remove the woman's pleasure so she doesn't go outside. That's one of the first problems I have with circumcision. One, it removes the responsibility from the man. Just know that before, women were responsible for men's actions. I'll give you another example. Forcing a woman. They will say, what was the woman wearing? If your woman cries to the police station when we're growing up in a mini skirt, they'll say it is because of what you were wearing. Now, I understand that we also need to be responsible, and we also need to use our brain. You will not go in the middle of the night into Oshodi wearing a mini skirt. Do you understand? Not because whoever is responsible should know that your dress does not affect them, but because sometimes it is easier if they catch you for 5 minutes. It is easier to quickly get something done in a miniskirt than when you're wearing jeans. It is harder to struggle with a woman in jeans than with a woman wearing a miniskirt and a thong. I don't know if I'm communicating. I'm not saying that that's an excuse. A woman who, I say this to women to protect themselves. If you know where you are going to is not safe, you don't need to exercise your right. It is your right to wear anything you want to wear at any time you want to. But you see, I used to tell people one thing. Knowledge teaches you your right. Wisdom teaches you when to use your right. Knowledge will tell you that tomato is a fruit. Wisdom will tell you there is no business tomato has in fruit salad. So, but you see, those days, all responsibility was put on the woman. What were you wearing? So men were never taught to be. Your father did not teach you how to be a Nackstraff champion. Your father never sat you down and told you this is how you suck Bobby to men. Your father will not sit you down and tell you when you are with a woman, touch her like this, touch her like that, touch the back of her ear, talk to her, take her out to dinner. They will tell you to go and pray. And once this thing starts scratching at her, no prayer warrior in this world can save her unless you give the bola. I'm sorry. She's 20-something years old. She's not a baby again. We should stop being stupid. Our parents were stupid. Sorry. They will be angry with me, but they know that with regards to this, they were extremely stupid and hypocritical. We need to start having sense. I will sit down with my son the moment he done, they turn 18, 19. Tell and say, this na the part of a woman body. If you touch her, she go do like this, she go do like this, she go do like this. Have these conversations. Stop teaching them only Bible, because then they go and meet the real world and they will see that, you see, those days they try to catch women
and then they will cheat on him.
Good. They try to catch women and put them in cages. That's why I tell you that, you see, the Bible is a beautiful book. I studied it in every original language and I teach it. But I know that the society in which the Bible was written is not the society as today. Today, a woman has more rights than you. In the Bible, women were not counted. They had less. They did not even have rights. They were property. When a man dies, they share his property. Now, have you forgotten the story in the Bible where the man was supposed to have, because his brother died, he was supposed to sleep with his brother's wife so that he can have children for his brother? Who does that today? Those things don't exist anymore.
You see what this person said about they said shame, where did they write it? They said shame won't allow me to tell my parents out of respect. You know when you were saying that thing about, oh, you still know some young girls, they're not going to tell you because they're not your mates.
So let me finish quickly.
Because
Sorry.
they think you
Sorry, I need to get
you.
into this properly. So you see, I used to have this argument with some religious scholars who said circumcision of a woman was good because it will reduce her urges. And I would tell them, I said, when a woman wants a position or a visa, you understand, or she wants somebody to give her a favor, she's going to have that intercourse not because she's enjoying it. So a woman that will cheat will cheat. A woman that will cheat for a Gucci bag, what she wants, the pleasure she's looking for is that bag. So whether the guy takes her to cloud 9 or leaves her at cloud 4 is not her business. At the end of the day, where's the Gucci? A woman who wants to rise in her establishment, like a police woman or a woman in a force, and she sees that the only way she can rise is by sleeping with the oga at the top. She will sleep with the oga at the top not because she enjoys it, but because of what she's going to get from it. So it is not going to reduce.
That is when narcissism comes in.
Explain.
Those are for personal benefits. That is actually contrary to human nature per se.
No, Nigerians, 90% of Nigerians have narcissistic tendencies.
There is a spectrum. There is a narcissism spectrum.
But that's in human nature to be selfish. To
Absolutely.
think of yourself as human.
The average, because I worked in a company before and I saw women get away with murder simply because they were sleeping with the boss. It was the in thing. It was the in thing. They didn't love the boss. They didn't want to have a relationship, but that was the way they could get things done. especially in Nigeria. In Nigeria, a man wants something from a wants to help a woman with a favor. One of the things he's going to put on the table is open your leg. Ada, have you not been told to come and sleep with any of your bosses?
But if you're skipping, please can you mute your mic so I hear him?
Mashi, if you don't mute your mic, they won't hear me. Instagram has issues. Can you mute now? Okay. I said Ada hasn't. First of all, what I was saying was pleasure is not what's on the table for a Nigerian woman when she cheats, especially if you haven't broken the food, shelter, clothing barrier. Let me explain what the food, shelter, clothing barrier is. A maid, for instance, that wants to feed her family and does not have enough money will sleep with her boss, not because she finds him attractive, not because she likes him or because he's good in bed. She's going to sleep with him because he has thrown that offer to her and he's going to give her 20K when he's done. And that 20K is what her child needs. Is your muting? Your mic is not mute, Mashi, because they can't hear me.
I turned off my mic.
Okay. You can see everybody saying mute. let me hear myself using another phone. It's breaking me. Okay, it's better now. You guys can hear me now, Abi. Okay, it's better now. You guys can hear me. All right, awesome. So what I was trying to say is a lot of people do not they thought that by clipping a woman's genitalia to remove her pleasure spots would stop cheating. And my question is, if the cheating is not to seek pleasure, if the cheating was to seek pleasure, it will reduce it. Let me tell you, as a woman grows older, sometimes she loses the want to be intimate. But you see, that woman that does not want to be intimate still wants promotion at work. That woman who does not want to be intimate still wants more money. So when a person hasn't broken the food, shelter, and clothing barrier, meaning they live from hand to mouth, they are still trying to solve their food, shelter, and clothing needs, they would do things just for that extra 20K. Not because they are enjoying it. They will just lie down, let the man have his fun, and then give the money. So it's a money transaction. So what we have done in this generation is we have tried to remove the woman's pleasure, believing that would stop her. And it doesn't have to be narcissistic, because some women, yes, some women are narcissistic, but some people are goal driven. They want to get to the top of their careers. It has nothing to do with narcissism. It's just drive. Church does it. Church does it to you. You can be better than you are. Where you are last year is not where you need to be this year. And sometimes the only thing stopping you from getting to that top is because you have not slept with your boss.
Freeze, I will come in there so that I will clarify some things for you. Yes, certain women will do that, maybe because they want to get to the top of their career. But there are also another bunch or set of women that actually want to achieve and gain satisfaction from using their hard work to get to that same place. So it is not, we shouldn't generalize it.
Okay, now can I ask you a question?
There are women who will do that, and there are women who won't do that.
Okay, Mache. Thank you so much. Your mic is not going off, so people can't hear us. You can hear us, but the world can't hear us. So let me just say thank you for joining us tonight. It was, someone said Tinubu don't win and you are doing live. Tinubu don't win in work. Now my own work be this. Tinubu get work when one give me. Make I come out for life because Tinubu win
I'm going to cry.
and go and cry or go and rejoice. Ah, me as far as I'm concerned, as long as no be Buhari they continue, we move. Everybody gets their work. What do you want me to do? Go and carry placard and stand under the rain? Please, 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 please. If Tinubu is, if you are not happy with Tinubu, go to Aso Rock and go and knock the door and go and exchange your grievances. Me, I have to work. Your papa no get any work, we ain't get where I go do. Mashe, my darling sister, thank you so much. Thank you so much. God bless you. God bless you. That was very brilliant by Mashe. Very well put. Now, because people did not hear everything I said, because I was glitching. Okay, you know what? I'll talk at the end. Oh yeah, we move.
No, my mouth opening wasn't, so I'm not going to talk. I just didn't know people did not.
They could not hear because the Instagram is messed up. If the person is not muted, they will not hear me.
Okay. So she said, what about the, what's it called? What about the women? She said you should not generalize it, that that's just a few of the women that, that's just some women that will do that, then the other bunch that wouldn't do that. And the other bunch that wouldn't do that, you're forgetting, like, you can check it on the internet. Majority of men do not know what they're doing. Do you understand? So forget about goals and narcissism. What about you just wanting to release?
So okay, so how?
Because majority of you actually don't know what majority of men don't know what they're doing. Do you understand? So what about the women who is like, I like you, but you're not good in bed? Do you understand that kind of thing? Then they go meet some guy who they don't actually even really like. Because it happens. They don't really like. They do the thing. Personal clarity hits. They come back to their husband.
You see, what?
Ada wants to say something.
Ada, go ahead, my darling.
I think she's muted.
Okay. Yana is actually very right. I wish she was the other lady was here to hear this. Oh, okay, she might still be here. A lot has changed. This is a very different generation. Now, my mom could not tell her mom. I obviously believe that she had a boyfriend, or that she had a one-night stand, or that she was skeptical about a missed month. But today, I can confidently call my mom on the phone and be like, Mom, this thing happened last month and I did not take pills. Yes, I've gotten to that level with my mom at this age. And mind you, this is also a generation where some mothers are now even encouraging their female daughters to go out there and get things for them. And they know that these girls are not working. What else are they using to pay? Obviously, cryptocurrency. So a lot has changed about this generation. That's something I need people to understand. And aside the fact that our society is somehow trying to bottle up women not to be expressive, these days women are gradually coming out, because the women might not be vocal on social media to say things like, oh, I am SS attracted to this person, or I am not. I have girlfriends. We have girls' night out, and I hear these people say things like, oh, there was this guy I saw, we met on Twitter, and after one time, I just blocked him. And if you remember, there was some Twitter guy that was telling you off now, and I told you that I wanted to just do a one-off.
Yes, and I didn't allow you.
Yeah, obviously. Then the person and I had a relationship, I was like, oh my, this guy, me, I just want to do a one-off. Then she was like, no.
No, I didn't allow her.
Why?
Why should she? You see, let me also talk about something. Mute your mic, Ada. You see, whether you like it or not, I hate to be spiritual, you can't take away the bond intercourse creates.
I've written jam.
She's in
I
almost
wrote
in her
jam 3
final
years
year.
ago.
She's almost in her final year in university. She's not a child. You see, there is a bond intimacy creates. And in as much as I like you to explore your pleasures, be careful not to meet someone that will take you to a level that your husband cannot take you to, and then you struggle in marriage. Unless you don't want to, because my problem with the Gen Zs is they want to be in marriages, but they also want to explore the fullness of their
I
potential.
wish I actually met someone who wanted to be in a marriage.
Oh, so how do you want to have kids? Remember the conversation
no,
you and I were having the other day?
Exactly. So
Where you
many of
said,
them,
oh, I want to have my kids before I'm 30. So what are you going to have your kids for?
exactly. That's the thing. Nobody really knows. A lot of people get baby fever and they're not thinking of the husband they want to have. Do you know how many girls have talked about just having sperm donors? Or who have they just want to be baby mama? No, they don't see the shame in it. Do you understand? I just want to be
It's
involved.
there's no shame in being a baby
They just
mama.
want to be
There's no
moms.
shame in it. But you see, I ain't gonna raise your baby with you. So you better make sure you've worked. You better make sure you have your own money. My mother does not raise my children with me. If she wants to give them gifts, she's free. So my issue with that is, I don't care if you want to have a child by yourself. Just make sure you are able to emotionally provide. Not just, you see, sometimes you can physically provide, financially provide, but you can't emotionally provide. Make sure, because if you do not, Ada, are you muted? If you do not have, a child needs two parents. Sometimes a parent can be good enough, but they have to go the extra mile to supply that child's emotional needs. You will won't go party for night. You will won't go hang out. You don't know, say child nap. Do you know how many times your mom and I have needed to travel? We can't just pack our bags and travel. We have to get the person that will stay with you people. We have to provide food. We have to make sure everything is sorted. I can't just, as I am now, I can't just jump on a plane and just go anywhere I like in the world. If I were single, I'll just jump. I can wake up on the spur of a moment and see a cheap ticket, or somebody says, there's something happening in this part of the world. Do you want to come? I just gather myself and I go. But the moment you have children, Remy, for instance, that reads Bible for us in church. We went to London. Remy could not come and visit us because she could not find somebody to take care of her children. She could not come from from Newcastle to London, because she could not find someone to take care of her children. So when women have this baby fever, you need to understand the responsibility involved in having children. It is no minute thing. And if anything happens to that child with you, you will go to prison. So you need to wake your friends up to that reality.
Yeah,
now, when you have a husband, it comes, you see, it's very complicated at the end of the day. So also, you need to understand that when you sleep with a man, you tie yourself. There are people, I don't want to go all spiritual with this, but there are people you will sleep with that would affect your spirituality. It has happened to me before. There was one girl I slept with for 1 year that I was with the girl. I did not know progress. Nothing I did had made sense. You don't know where these people go to go and submit themselves. You don't know who they. So sometimes I don't like to preach this, and I don't want to be what is it called, superstitious or over. But there sometimes is, not with every. You can sleep with 100 people and not have that problem, and meet one person and sleep with them, and they can alter your trajectory. It does happen. So when you are sleeping with this guy, I like this guy at the bar, I like this guy at the bar. Now, especially for women, your whole female genitalia is a receptor for pregnancy, disease. A man can just look at HIV/AIDS, for instance. A man can sleep a man can sleep with 1,000 random women and not catch HIV. A woman, 50 is the number. Random. The chances are greater. So you need to also understand your biology as a woman. Then you also need to understand your emotional needs. A man can sleep with a house girl easier than a woman can sleep with a driver. A man will sleep with a house girl because he just wants to release and he moves. Once a woman gets intimate, the tendency for the needing cuddling or hugging or emotions, you want to feel up. It happens to every woman. You want to feel validated. A man can sleep with you as long as say, Baba, you are average. Oh, thank you. Move. If you sleep with a woman and you don't make her feel good, you shatter her. It's up to you.
Yeah,
Yes, say what you want to say.
I feel like
said
I
that
feel
she
like-
was honey a certain night, and she just went through her contact list, and then she called one cute-looking guy, and the guy came home. When the guy was done, she was like, "All right, we going."
I know a particular girl in my
ladies
school.
are getting there.
She's like
It's
she's
not
like the
just-
guy.
I'm not trying to set a gender equality basic here. I'm just saying that the society is gradually evolving. So those things we used to see as a taboo before, those things are no longer seen as that. Because these days, ladies can confidently say, "Oh, that guy, that guy don't wish now." No.
See, and I'm always going to say this thing: before a girl might even get attached to you, you must have done something right. And so you're not going to go there and waste her time and disappoint her, and then she's going to be thinking about you. Like how? Why?
Okay, he has done something right, and
And
then
how many of you do? Sorry, how many of them do?
you'll be amazed though. There are guys out there. Oh.
The statistics. We do facts here. Google it.
And now you need to understand that samples from Google can be very deceptive. The way COVID ravaged Africa and the way COVID ravaged America are two different things. That's why the Google and the much of the research they did with COVID, it's not like COVID did not ravage Africa, but compared to America. You understand? So sometimes you need to understand that even the
Okay, let's not do facts. Gist.
gist.
Gist. Okay, based on gist. And girls talk too much. So based on gist, not even the one that they broke up and then maybe the guy did you dirty, you now decided to badmouth him and say he can't even normally.
The world has changed. We cannot distance ourselves from that. We cannot distance ourselves from that. So, does anybody else have anything to say? Ada, anything you want to add?
All I have to say is parents should learn to be more liberal so that they don't end up having hypocritical children. Because as free as I am with my parents, I'm not one to say I'm a saint, but Daddy Freeze, you've known me for years, and you can actually attest that. I mean, I'm homely. I don't mess around. And that's because I can actually call my parents any day and talk to them about things like this, and they counsel me. But most of my friends that are from strict families, I know what they do. So parents, be more liberal with your kids so you don't have pretentious kids, so that you actually guide them through the steps, because we learn every day and we're still growing. And the world is changing, so you should be your children's friend so that you be the first person to talk to and you put them through, because we are at a stage where we want to just explore everything, and some people enjoy it now so that in marriage you just sit down one place. So parents, don't bottle your children up, let them be free with you.
All right, Mute, I want to say something here. You see, Nigerians are the most confused people on earth. You want your children to go to the best universities abroad, but you don't want them to pick up the culture and the liberal mindset from that same abroad. You yourself, you are running abroad. You think you can raise Nigerian children with Nigerian values abroad? Do you really think so? Your child is 18 years old and you're going to tell them that what you can tell them and get away with in Nigeria, you think you can try it abroad? You see, the problem is you wonder your Nigerian society, but the fruits of your Nigerian society are not very many. With all our morals, how are we better than the people that don't have morals? The answer is we are not even moral, we are just hypocritical. We are just hypocritical. And we tend to teach our children to this hypocrisy. So men need to do better. Instead of blaming the women for everything, you as a man need to tell your son this is how to please a woman. Once your son is between 18 and 20, start having those conversations subtly. Let him understand. Let him know where to touch. Because he will go and sleep with a girl and the girl will start to cheat on him and he'll start crying up and down because he will not understand what it takes to please a girl. Let him know that, look, This is what the world obtains. Talk to him about his own world, because her world is different from my world. I struggle to, I can give her advice on, there are things like basic universal things. If you don't have money, you will suffer. It is universal. If you have a child now and you don't have work, your child and you will suffer, is universal. But how you are going to go about the dynamics of your relationship, I'll first have to hear from you and then suggest to you, can you do it like this? Is it possible? Instead of, you will do it like this. When I was young, I didn't take all that from my parents. My parents did not decide who I wanted to date or who I wanted to marry. It was none of their business. You understand? And I drew my lines. By the time I was 25, I came home with who I wanted to marry. I said, this is the person I want to marry. They said, okay. Because they knew there was no talking me out of it. But guess what? I still made mistakes. And one thing with me is, by the time I was 25, I could take care of a family. I started working very early. I built my career. And I was still okay with school. So by the time I was done with school, I already had a job. I already had a craft. To get employment was easy for me. So it was more or less straightforward. So you also have to tell your kids that, look, this thing you are doing get consequence. So if you give person belle, this now waiting will happen. And then all those, I'm sorry, people might not like me for this, but I am very pro remove the pikin if you are not ready. I do not believe people should suffer. Some people will tell you that you have sinned, so God is going to punish you on this earth and in heaven. Then okay, no problem, God wants to punish you. What about the innocent child you are going to bring to this world? You are not ready, you are not emotionally ready, you are going to punish yourself and punish the child. Did you not read of the story where the woman gave the child tramadol so she could go to the club? Why did she bring that child to the world in the first place? Now she's going to go to prison for the rest of her life. Meanwhile, when that child was a clot of blood at 2 months, they could have removed it with DNC and she would have moved on with her life. So a lot of people would come and try to teach you this, God said, God said, God said. How many of the things in the Bible that God said are you doing? Nigerian hypocrites, they choose the part of the Bible they like and then they enforce those ones on the people that are not doing what they like in the Bible but are doing the other things. So final thoughts, me, I'm done.
For me or Yella?
Any one of you, I'm tired.
People should just be true to themselves. I'm not saying use this whole wokeness and become stupid and mess around, sleep around. No, look for just one partner. Be committed, be loyal to that person. I am pro one man, one woman. Yes. So find that one special person, sit down one place, and don't be a fool. Because the world's a very small place and you don't want to be tagged as promiscuous. Yes.
I agree with you 100%. Over to you.
I second that.
Listen to this story on Pastor Shola's page. Pastor Shola, I found out that my sister is active with my 17-year-old son. I took him to Nigeria last year to learn some lessons after he called 911 on his dad. My sister removed a pregnancy and it went wrong. Do you know anyone in Nigeria who could accommodate him and train him? I am getting tired. His dad doesn't want anything to do with him. Pastor, I will pay if you find someone. They carry the pikin. See as pikin useless. They carry and give his sister pikin the knack. Gen Z, no go better for now.
See. But who was he doing it
Someone
with?
for
Was he
that
not a
moral
millennial?
service.
You guys need to also realize that we only live in the world that you people created, and you people live in the world that your parents created. Do you understand? That's just it. Okay, well, on our phones too much, but you made it. We watch more TV, you still put it there. And the funny thing is, apart from your generation or the generation before you guys actually inventing it, you still put it on the wall.
All right. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you all. Lovely hanging out with you. Um, it was a lovely, lovely opportunity we had to be together and gist. Tomorrow we'll be back. Whatever the election results are, let me tell you something. We need to move. Ada, you cannot cry over spilt milk. Me, my consolation is anything except those people in power is okay for me. I don't expect too much from Nigeria. Anything except that particular set that is there, may they do, may they go, make another set come in. I don't care about parties. My candidate was Omoyele Sowore. I see no enter any other consolation prize where they give us. Me, I collect.
Another set. Or repeating class.
No, it's not repeating class. Another, at least is southerner. At least is some small things will come to the south towards us. I'm not being selfish here, but let the south also benefit small things. Of course, everybody has the right to feel whatever they like, and everybody's going to be upset, and they're going to make a lot of noise, and it's going to end. Listen, let's not burn our country down. Our country is okay. Let's even hear, okay, these people that they say they want to now lead us now, let's hear what they want to do. Let us see what they want to do first. Hopefully they might do something that will work. Hopefully, because right now me, I don't tire. So someone says election no concern you because you are earning in dollars. One knee. Where did they earn in dollars? They tell you say make you no go there. Now me shake pay for you say make you they earn in naira. You go open your mouth, talk. You go be like say that your rectum they reverberate. If you want to fart. If you want to talk. Must you do a combination of both? And the smell of your talk and the smell of your fart now still the same thing. So it's like you are using the wrong hole to release the wrong sounds. Tonight gamer says if Obi no enter, you born everywhere. Before I block you, let me tell you, try and born anywhere, you will spend the rest of your life in prison. I am not happy with the way the elections are turned out, but I will not let you burn our country for your selfish reasons. Let me now block the person. Please, where is he? Obi no enter, block, burn anyway. Go and burn, go and see, go and try it. If you don't say that papa burn you, go and burn one small place. See whether they not go give you the beating where you deserve. Go and lock you for like 20 years. Throw away the key. How can you come to my life and say if Obi no enter? So if me too now I say if Sowore no enter, I will go burn everywhere. Then Kwakwanso people to say if Kwakwanso no enter, they burn everywhere. Then PDP people come and say if PDP no enter, they go burn everywhere. We think we can't remain. That's the stupid attitude that I say I don't want to see. If you're unhappy, go to court. If you are unhappy, go to court. Someone says Supreme Court will have the final say. May God bless you. It's too early to celebrate. Nobody's celebrating anything. We are moving on. You can see me, I've moved on. I've moved on. I'm not going to come here and cry with anybody. I've moved on. No president entering Nigeria will pay my bills. You have to go to school. You have to eat. Whether it is Kwakwanso that enters or Obi or Tinubu or Sowore, ain't none of them going to pay my bills. So please, somebody say we no get court master, then build the legal system. Work on the constitution. That's not my fault. When we're shouting those days that Nigerian court don't they work, now because it don't turn on top of our head now, it pay now. Anyway, me I have one thing to tell you. If you like, don't work. If you like, go around and be making noise. At the end of the month, your landlord will stretch your bill to you. Your NEPA will stretch their bill to you. School fees will stretch their bill to you. If you are not prepared, your children will drop out of school, and no presidential candidate will pay anything for any of you. So please, election tribunal is there. Supreme Court is there. Anything you are not happy with, go and face it. Okay? This one say when you shout I'm Ogares, just collect blocking straight. Oh, they sweet me to block imbeciles. Someone said you're on your own in Nigeria. You didn't know. You didn't know you're on your own. Do you think the government, you are comparing yourself to people abroad that government takes care of after they misbehave, they come and they say, and the government to put them on benefits. The fact that you are alive is a benefit in Nigeria. Accept that one and move. Thank you very much. The official money talker say, can you add me? Add you that what?
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Adia, my darling. God bless you.
Bye, Yola.
I'm rapturing one or two people. Someone said, those that have nothing to lose, when they say they want war, I run from them because I have so much to lose. I advocate for peace. You will get a house, we get company, we get people where they work for you. One person say, one go scatter them. But now me go use my hand, carry you, go give police. Now me go drag you to police. That's why you go no say are they physically strong, say are they mad. You won't scatter where. One guy carrying family around go America, from America say he go boil everywhere. I say except beans, nothing if you boil for this Nigeria we go work. You want boil beans, boil. Anything else you want to boil, you are. Now me go carry you go think say are they mad. So thank you all so much for joining live. Better chop knuckle with me here because after this now came they go chop once we get out from here because all this thing where you talk you go come explain and give me when nobody did there. Everybody bye. We love you. Someone say make we talk about election malpractice. One me. I've not witnessed an election in Nigeria that does not have malpractice. Personally, I've never ever. So if you want to talk about election malpractice, this one say Mali say one. As this one won't collect blocking line, he say one talk. Make I just use our hand. Just looking at just watch. He wants to join just for 1 minute. Just indulge me.
You add him.
I've added him. Maybe he's making mouses more than he wants to talk. Let him come. Someone says it's a global issue. They cheat, they rig for abroad too. Election malpractice now everywhere. Someone said taste buds is tired. She looked too much like your mom. When I was younger, I witnessed election. 12-year-old they vote. When I was young, all that Obasanjo them election. How did they take no say this person will be 12-year-old? Some people they vote for 3 different places. They'll go vote here, go vote here, go. Then at the end of the day, say election malpractice.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Good morning.
Good morning. Oh, this thing where you want to talk with is so important. Where you keep us ransom, please. Waiting with the thing.
Make a first greet first. So poor to
Ali Baba. Well done.
Who they check out? Big
Uh-huh.
man, their phone came out with I don't share my bad. Look at one more. Girl, family, one more. I did. Timothy, what I did, so I just happy say I enter this live video. I did. Who they check?
Oh yeah, boss. How far? We won't go sleep. We don't tire.
Okay, bro. I just want to talk 1 or 2 things.
Okay.
This my country just they pay me. Now my talk at this. I mean talk for 95 hours. My the African that I was sleeping. So by just my mom. When they put their talk for their pocket, when they put their stylist make it zip am up. When they got to my go. Speaker we don't know they want to my go. My talk cause so no sita. Cause so no jare. That's why they no go kusapo. I swear to my God, this country will be day. Now everybody knows it's a fuck up country.
Hey, bro, so calm down with language, oh. We don't do before we enter trouble. So, guys, thank you so much. Love you all. Husband or wife snatching was our topic. See where we carried it to.